We find ourselves in 2012. Marvel legend Yipes is hosting the Curly Mustache, an event that hosts exhibitions with Marvel's top players. In this match, two training partners from New York are battling it out to find out who is truly the King of New York. Both Rayray and Moons talked almost daily, refining their strategies. They figured out that strong defense and crisp movement was going to be critical to the future of the game. Even though it's 2012 and early in Marvel's lifetime, these two were about to show the world the Marvel meta of the future. Rayray was using his team of Ryu, Magneto, Sentinel. Known as the cleanest player in Marvel, Rayray uses his crisp movement and perfect decision making to pick apart his opponents like a surgeon. Ryu is easily in the bottom fourth of the tier list, having a host of issues like no air dash, no way to hit his opponents off the ground without super, and short stubby normals. He does have some interesting tricks though, such as a great standing overhead that leads to a full combo, and his Air Tatsu special move that allows him to change his jump arc and mix up his opponents. If he's able to hit you, he also has a huge amount of damage, making him feel more like a bruiser than a traditional Shoto character. Magneto is a classic versus series character, with quick dashes and strong projectiles. One of his strongest projectiles is his Magnetic Blast. It comes down at a unique 45-degree angle, allowing him to cover his approaches himself. Combine this with assists, and he is incredibly powerful. Rayray also uses Magneto's Disruptor assist to great effect. It is one of the fastest beam assists in the game, and can be used to counter other assists, as well as stop opponents from approaching. Magneto is easily the most versatile character in the game, and Rayray abuses this by being both extremely aggressive, and then also using his movement to be difficult to catch. Sentinel is mainly used for his amazing drones assist. The drones fly across the screen slowly, taking up a large amount of space and forcing opponents to block. Sentinel also has a double jump, where he can jump twice in the air. With this, he can actually do a special technique called jump canceling. Some of his normal moves in the air are able to be jumped out of if they hit an opponent, allowing him new ways to pressure his opponent or land devastating combos. Rayray is also able to use Sentinel as a character better than almost any other person, known for making him look extremely fast and making multiple comebacks with him. We'll be on the lookout for his Sentinel plays. The core of the team is Sentinel's assist. Using Ryu's tricks with his Tatsu and fast overhead attack, and Magneto's amazing movement, Rayray will try and force Moons to block the drones and start his offense from there. Moons is using Nova, Task, and Ami. This is a very well-rounded team that allows a strong mix of offense and defense. Nova has amazing normal moves and a grab range that rivals Blitzcrank. He's able to combo off of his grabs by himself and does amazing damage off of any hit. Combined with his option select grab, where the game will grab the opponent if they are close enough, otherwise his amazing heavy attack comes out, he can be extremely strong in the neutral game. Nova also has his Human Rocket super move, which can blow through projectiles and lead to devastating combos. Taskmaster has great buttons as well. They have long range that allow him to combo off of a straight hit for tons of damage, and he also has a normal, charging star, that can go through projectiles. One of the most notable projectiles Taskmaster is going to try and blow through in this matchup is the Magnetic Blast from Magneto. Moon's main use for Taskmaster though is his Arrows assist, which covers a large portion of the screen that Nova wants to approach, and his delayed hyper combo that shoots up, allowing strong damage off of any Nova hit. Amaterasu, or better known as Ami, rounds out his team with a strong lockdown assist. Her Cold Star assist lasts for an extended period of time, allowing multiple mix-ups on your opponent. She also has great super moves like Okami Shuffle, which covers the whole screen, and a time slow super, which causes the opponent to move as if they are in a vat of slime. While in X Factor 3, she has an easy infinite off of almost any hit, allowing her to kill any character. The core of Moon's team though is Nova. We will see Moons try and approach with Nova using Taskmaster arrows to push Rayray into the corner. Once he is in the corner, he'll attempt to land a hit using Ami Cold Star assist, coupled with Nova's speed and amazing normals. If all else fails, he has X Factor Ami as a backup plan. We come back to match 1 and our first to 5 wins. Both players start off by attempting to control the screen with their projectiles, each player using their assists, looking to catch the other opponent in a mistake. Rayray attempts to take some space with Ryu, but Moon shows this immense knowledge of the matchup and catches Ryu with a quick pulse into Human Rocket Super, but Ryu barely falls out. Rayray quickly capitalizes on this with a Magneto assist call, allowing him to knock Moons down and start his offense in the corner. Moon shows his amazing defense and blocks mix-up after mix-up, but Rayray is ready for him and snatches him out of the air.
Oh, he in there. How many minutes he got? Oh, he dead. He don't need it. He don't need it. Okay, Nova down.
Taskmaster comes in, and Rayray uses Sentinel to lock him down, but Moons again blocks every attempt to open him up.
OB, hit him with the flinchy stuff. Nice block there by Moons, exactly.
Moons reacts immediately to the Magneto assist call, and uses Team Hyper Combo, getting a 2-for-1 deal and catching Ryu.
Can he get OTG? Oh, nice.
The up arrows. That was
in the lab.
That was slick.
We revert back to neutral and look for any hit that can start their offense. Moons patiently waits and calls Cold Star, locking Rayray down and faking him out with a grab attempt, instead swinging and opening him up. Moons tries the same move as Magneto comes in, but Rayray is ready and grabs him this time. With an extremely optimized combo, he ends Taskmaster, leaving just Ami now.
So this is Rayray's homeboy right here. Pearly Gates Magnus. That is my bread and butter.
With a combination of a triangle jump and a magnetic blast, catches Moons and ends game 1.
Nope.
Oh, no?
No squeeze.
He's trying to finish it. He's trying to finish it. I see. He's trying to keep that momentum. He don't want to watch no cinematics.
You go immediately into game 2. Both players looking to get a grab and breaking off from each other. Rayray jumps at Moons again and learned from last game, blocking the pulse and setting himself up to gain some ground. But Moons counters this by putting his own aggression on, jumping over him and hitting him high.
Oh! That was OD. That was OD. That was OD.
He goes for a mix-up. Rayray is ready for it and blocks. As Nova goes up for another mix-up, Ryu jumps up and grabs him, putting Nova in the corner and allowing Ryu to start his offense. But again, Moon shows his immaculate defense. Moons attempts to catch Rayray, calling an assist with his beam super move, but Rayray was waiting patiently, causing Moons to waste some meter. Moons again blocks the drones and attempts to use a pulse to catch Ryu, but instead of retreating, jumps towards him and grabs him, but misses the follow-up. He recovers with an Ami assist call though, making sure Rayray can't leave the corner. With an amazing read, Moons does human rocket super, catching Ryu attempting to shoot him with his own super.
That was a good read.
Ping!
That was a good read right there. Okay.
Moons does another human rocket, this time as an incoming mix-up, forcing Rayray to guess which side he's on, but Ray guesses incorrectly, and Moons makes him pay for this mistake. Sentinel will have to make an amazing comeback now.
Oh, here comes the whack bot.
Ray plays solid neutral, looking for an opening, but Moons is playing too clean and won't let him have any easy opening. Sentinel eventually gets the first hit he needs with X Factor, but he's already almost halfway done. Sentinel flies past and gets an opening, but it's just out of range to convert. Moon shows his composure and hits Sentinel.
Fast flying right now. The down B.
The down B, the fourth C. Damn.
Can't run away.
2-1.
Moon smirks as the crowd gets hyped in the small New York venue of Next Level Battle Circuit. These are truly two players enjoying the game. Game 3 starts, and Rayray baits out a Nova grab and does an insane conversion using Magneto's assist. It's Rayray's turn to use his knowledge of his character now. He moves Ryu's beam super just a little to the right, making Nova go to the other side of Ryu. This allows him to combo into Magneto's full super instead of just 1 or 2 hits of it. Taskmaster comes in and Magneto uses his quick movements and Sentinel drones to land a hit but can't convert the combo. But Moons is on the back foot as Ryu's Tatsu assist comes in. Pushing him into the corner, Moons again defends against the onslaught and patiently waits his turn. He eventually finds the opening he needs, super jumping up to Magneto and catching him.
Oh,
no.
Confirmation.
Spidey
Wow.
wing.
Wow. What an answer.
He finishes the combo, killing Magneto and bringing in Ami by activating her slow time super. Ryu defends until the slowdown disappears, then is able to jump over Taskmaster, reversing the roles and putting Moons on the defensive.
That is it. That's his character.
That is.
Okay. Trying to kill some of that momentum there with that plasma.
They return to the neutral game, with Moon sniping the Sentinel assist. He calls Ami's Cold Star, locking Ryu down long enough to set up a mix-up. Rayray guesses his throw, but it's incorrect and Moons punishes him for it.
Oh, with the finesse.
It's now up to Rayray's infamous Sentinel.
Might not be able to finish this matchup.
He does his drone super and X Factors, allowing him to move freely during the drones. Much like Moons, he goes for a throw mix-up. A command grabs Taskmaster.
Oh, scoopage.
I like that hug right there. Oh, whip the beam just for disrespect.
As Ami comes in, he takes to the skies. She tries to use her slowdown super, but Rayray was ready for it. A long-range boot clips her, and Sentinel immediately supers to convert the combo, but can't kill her. Rayray then waits for the slowdown to end, before he dashes in and grabs her one more time, winning the game.
Block the low. He is trying to protect himself. He don't want to be molasses. He's already molasses. Ooh, roqueta trompats.
Moons overwhelms Rayray with his Nova for a quick game 4, tying it up at 2-2. Both players show their nerves in this game, with a close game with multiple drop combos and large mistakes from both sides, but Moons holds on to go up 3-2 in the series. Rayray pops back with a strong game, tying it up to 3-3. If you're enjoying the set, I'd appreciate it if you leave a like down below. This next game is extremely important, as the winner could potentially use the momentum to close out the set. Both players come out swinging, trying to land anything.
This is gonna go to the last game, I feel it. Oof.
Rayray calls Sentinel and attempts to approach, but Moons reads it and immediately human rocket punches, getting a combo and attempting to set up a mix-up. He misses inputs though, allowing Rayray to grab him and stop his momentum. Ray then puts Moons in his own mix-up and Moons' defense finally breaks. Ryu finishes the combo and Taskmaster comes in.
Damn. God.
Searchlight?
Smoked.
Rayray tries to get tricky by switching sides, but Moons is ready for it and knocks him out of the sky.
Ooh.
Ray then tries to use Magneto's assist to approach, but Moons sniffs it out, using Taskmaster's super to do a ton of damage to Magneto.
He's gonna tag the assist.
Rayray wants to switch in Magneto as Ryu is low on health, but as he supers, he realizes he caught Taskmaster with a fireball. He immediately X-Factors, securing the kill on Taskmaster and still able to switch in Magneto.
Smoked. I see you in the next round.
Rayray plays extremely safe, knowing any random hit could be the end of his Magneto. But the itch to go in is strong. As he approaches with drones, he commits too hard. And before Ryu can come out to cover Magneto, Amy X-Factors and takes them both for a ride. It is now down to both anchor characters. Amy slows down time, but Rayray's patience pays off. He escapes the pressure. As the slowdown wears off, he dashes in, grabbing Amy, but she drops from the combo.
But this is Rayray Sentinel. Oh wow, push this, his fur in.
Rayray gets another grab though, this time finishing the combo and getting the game.
That's so random. Scoop, come over here.
All right, you got it that time.
At 4-3, Ray only needs one more win. Both players try to bait each other into the first move, until a great read on a fireball allows Nova to fly over and hit Ryu. Moons then shows the world one of the craziest combos for that time, dragging Ryu across the screen.
Ooh,
Rocket, but oh!
As Magneto comes in, Nova flies down to keep him in block stun. He attempts 3 very quick overheads. The defense prevails for Rayray. Magneto then uses his quick movement to get out of the corner. He can now use Sentinel drones to start his offense. Rayray gets Moons in the corner and decides to commit everything in an attempt to open him up. But even with X-Factor and immense pressure, Moons finds the smallest gap to hit both Sentinel and Magneto. Rayray doesn't back down though, as he lands a grab and attempts to style on Moons for the crowd, but he drops it. Moons is trying to wait out the X-Factor time, but Magneto is too fast and snatches him up again. Rayray is feeling himself now, getting another grab on Taskmaster and doing a fun flight combo.
Oh,
There we go with the twinkle toes. Twinkle toes.
Straight danced on his face.
That Black Swan Magneto.
Moons jumps, barely dodging Rayray's button and counter hitting him. With X-Factor activated, he easily kills Magneto. Sentinel's in a tough spot now though. He attempts to get any hit, but Taskmaster dashes underneath, catching him.
I am ready for the run back.
But he can't quite get the kill. Rayray then brings in the fight to Moons, landing a huge boot into a grab. He uses almost all of his meter to confirm the kill, and lands a punch on Amy, but doesn't confirm the combo.
Oh God!
That should have been it.
Hit him with the stiff right.
Moons jumps to the skies to slow down time. Rayray puts on a masterclass of dodging projectiles before hitting Amy with another boot, but can't quite reach her to combo it. Eventually, Amy comes down swinging and catches Sentinel.
We
Hit him with
go
the
into
vine.
the last match.
Last game. Down to the wires, how it should always be.
It's now down to the last game. You couldn't ask for anything more between these two training partners. Rayray wants to take the momentum and uses Denjin mode to get some more speed. He uses this extra speed to chase Nova down and lands a huge opening, killing him and setting up an incoming mix-up on Taskmaster.
Don't go on the top,
straight
but boots. Hits him with the foot.
Straight feet, no boots.
The dirty foot.
The dirty foot.
He flies underneath Moons, but Moons is ready for it. Rayray isn't done though, and dashes up to land a grab. Moons dashes back to dodge the drones and puts some space between him and the aggressive Rayray. Knowing the aggression will continue, Moons throws out a large normal move, catching the eager Rayray, but drops the combo. Ray capitalizes on this by catching the Amy assist and getting her down to a pixel. Ryu lands yet another grab and starts his offense again. Moons defends, and they reset back to neutral. Ryu throws a fireball, and Moons immediately supers. Knowing he's going to be hit, Rayray tries to dodge with the Tatsu super, but the arrows still hit him. Moons decides that he needs to stop the momentum, and uses the last of his super meter to chip down Ryu.
That's a good angle. Oh, I will not keep calling the dog.
Hit him with that anti-jump tech, but he's dead.
Magneto is out for blood though, and starts the pressure again, getting a grab on Taskmaster. This time Rayray clutches the combo. Moons comes in with just a half health Amy.
Oh! Rayray looks like he's gonna take this, but this is definitely not over.
He tries to escape, but he gets grabbed for his troubles. Rayray just misses following up on it though, so Moons gets another chance to live. Amy uses slowdown super and X-Factor to try and dash in and get Magneto, but Rayray uses his quick reactions and punishes with the super, catching the dashing Amy and winning the extremely close set. Both these players were playing a style of Marvel 3 way ahead of its time, and paved the way for the future of the game. Using great movement, early X-Factor activations, and insane combos, they put on one of the best Marvel exhibitions of all time. If you enjoyed this set, check out how Chris G used these same skills to win his first championship. Also check out Rayray's channel linked below, as he puts out amazing content and just released a great breakdown of one of the best sets of all time. Let me know below what your favorite exhibition of all time. Until next time.